This is going to be a really quick video installing the Rago Fab or Rago Fab ditch lights for the second gen Nissan Xterra. You're going to start off inside of the door. You want to be able to get the fender loose. So inside the door on both sides, there's a 10mm bolt that you should be able to get at with a wrench. And everything that we're doing, this video just shows the one side, the passenger side, but it's the exact same thing on the driver's side. Once you have this bolt out, going up underneath of the hood, if you have hood struts like I do, make sure that you support the hood, like you see up in the top right corner, before you pop the hood strut off. For this process, you're going to need a 10mm, 12mm, and 14mm socket and a ratchet, and of course the wrench that you saw earlier to be able to get this in. All you're going to do is go down the side of the fender, taking all these bolts off that hold the fender in place. And then once those are all off, you should be able to kind of gently break away, in my case if you live in a rusty area, but break away and pull the fender back just enough to be able to see the two bolts that we need to access to put in the ditch lights. So this is a close-up look of the two bolts. The kit that you get from Rago. The kit that you get is going to include two replacement bolts for these, so you're going to take these two out and they're not going back in. Alright, so next you're actually going to gently maneuver the bracket in place. Please excuse the COVID lack of haircut and the messy garage too. Also due to COVID, right? You're going to want to press against that plastic piece in the corner to get the ditch bracket in place. I was able to use a box cutter. It happened to be the perfect size to wedge in between my fender and my A-pillar. I only am doing this because one, it happens to be the exact perfect size, and two, this particular box cutter is rubber coated on both sides, so I know I wasn't going to scratch anything or dent anything. So please don't do this unless you actually have something similar where you're not going to mess your fender up. Once you slide the ditch light in place, like I mentioned, it does kind of have to push against the plastic a little bit, but you're going to put in the bolts that are supplied with it in its place. And once you get these kind of most of the way tightened down, then you'll be able to use your ratchet, kind of like I'm doing here, to kind of push it up into exactly where you're going to want these. And it may be beneficial to you as well, as once you kind of have an idea of where you're going to do it, raise your hood, lower your hood, make sure your hood, very slowly, make sure your hood is not going to rub up against this or anything. But once you know that you've got it mostly in place, just tighten it the rest of the way down. Then that's it. Once your fender is back in place, make sure everything is lined up correctly. That's what I was doing, kind of pressing on it a little bit just to make sure the gaps are all the same as they were before I started. And then go ahead and put all of your fender bolts back into place, your hood struts if you've got them, and then that's the entire process. Just repeat the same thing on the other side, and you're done.